So let's go ahead and continue now with our analysis and design, structural analysis and design. And for this, we're going to use the RAM product line. And these are essentially two products, RAM Structural System and RAM Concept. RAM Structural System performs the global 3D, full 3D building analysis and design. RAM Concept is for slabs, post-tension, mild reinforced slabs, mats and rafts as well. Okay. So those of you not familiar with RAM Structural System, what is it? Well, it's a structural analysis and design application made specifically for buildings. It's not intended to be used for general purpose structures, certainly not tailored towards stadiums or plants or bridges or things like that. It's definitely geared towards buildings. It emphasizes code fulfillment, both in the analysis and the design portion. It automates a lot of things that are very common in the building structural engineering workflow. And it emphasizes both the design of the elements and analysis. Okay, so not just analysis, actual design of the reinforcing in the concrete structure, automatic sizing of structural steel elements if you have those, foundations as well. And it has very good integration with RAM Concept. RAM Concept can actually be run as a module within RAM Structural System, and you get good reuse of information as well, and we'll be seeing that here in this portion. Okay, so let's go ahead and read in our ISM model into RAM now. Again, under the File menu, we have options to read in the ISM model. I'm just going to select this one that we just got done creating and read it in. I'll choose a name for the RAM structural model. I'm keeping all my files, incidentally, consolidated in the AECOsim project, just to keep them all in one place. Now, if we had a steel structure, we'd need to perform some mapping here to make sure that the sections came across properly according to the steel section standard you're using. Let's go ahead and get read in, and let's go ahead and look at it in 3D, and it looks like the structure came over pretty well. And there's obviously a whole suite of capabilities within RAM Structural System. I'm going to focus on two. The first thing I want to show is the global frame analysis, the analysis of the structure for gravity and wind loads. And I'm going to move to a version of this model where I've actually already performed the analysis and design. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up RAM frame. Let's check the response of the structure here. Here's this display shape under the dead load. And you can see the analytical elements there in the floor slabs. RAM Structural System is very good at automatically forming the analytical model from the physical model. So there's very little input, virtually no input required to form this analytical model that you see. Okay, here's some deflected shape under wind loading, global X direction. We color code the displacements as the magnitudes of the displacements as well, as you can see. So the analysis, the results from this analysis, forces, deflections, etc., serve the basis of the design that we're about to do here in the concrete design module. I'm going to show the wall design just as a sample of RAM's design capabilities. We have the wall core here on which the design has been performed. There's our bar sizes, which were selected automatically by the program. And we can go into this view update dialog, which allows us to look a little more closely at the design. I can turn on the sections and the steel, the reinforcing here that you can see. If I select one of these sections, it populates, it displays a cross-section with the reinforcing at the bottom, and also populates the results in the upper right-hand corner here. Here we're looking at the axial flexural design results, all the load combinations and the results, and here's the capacity envelope with the data point plotted inside there. Okay, and we can continue that process, the design process, in the other modules as well, beam, column, foundation. I'm also going to show here integration with RAM Concept. I'm going to take the second level and move it into RAM concept for the analysis and design of that slab. So let me turn on the standard plan here, and just as an example of interactive design here, I'm just going to show the vertical deflection, color-coded vertical deflection here. And this is really in RAM concept where we can evaluate how we fared removing these beams in this area here. Okay, and we can iterate as we need to get an acceptable design. I've laid down just a uniform matte top and bottom of reinforcing here, mild reinforcing as you can see, just to serve as a starting point for the design of the structure here. We can always refine it later if needed. And this will be easy to show when we populate ISM with the reinforcing as well. So I'm actually going to update the ISM model now. So I've added more information, most notably reinforcing, and I'm going to update the ISM model with this reinforcing. Not creating a new model, I'm simply adding to the existing one and populating it with more information. And when I do this, I see the ISM dialog appear, and you're going to see in the upper left there a bunch of new items in green, okay, and they're all rebar objects. So nothing new in terms of the structure, but a lot of new rebar objects. I'm going to select all those and accept those additions, and I'm going to see what that looks like now in the 3D viewer. And you can see all the new reinforcing there in purple color. I'm going to zoom in so you get a little better look at it here. We go to a lot of detail here in getting the bar in the right place, in the right conditions, right end conditions, etc. So you can see it's about far more than just solving for areas of steel or numbers of bars. And to us, the real power in this workflow is that you can accumulate all of your results in one place here. Any number of people on the design team can update this repository with changes, and it's all located in one place. Obviously, you can imagine that with more traditional workflows, this information could end up scattered across one design team member's hard drive, maybe even multiple design team members' hard drives. Okay, but here we have it all in one place, and it can be reused downstream in the workflow as well. So I'm going to add a little comment here to explain what it is I did. And now our ISM repository is updated.